I am back. In the first video, I talked about the Bible that I received as a sign that my son was going to be okay. And now I want to talk about a gift that I was left. And it was a Sunday morning. I was sleeping. I woke up like about 5:30 in the morning. The sun was still not totally up. I was hot. I opened up a window and I went back to sleep. When I went back to sleep, I dreamt with my grandfather. My grandfather from the Dominican Republic. He never left DR. He was my father's father, and we used to call him the master in the Dominican Republic. He was a tool maker. He made everything he touched, he turned into gold. He created a chain of laundry mats. So he also created a ship. He took a ship that was abandoned and he created a factory of hangers. So he was an amazing person, and he raised 13 children on one income. So I pretty much was very close to my grandfather. He died when I was just 7 years old. And I came from the Dominican Republic when I was 5 years old. My parents both left me in the yard with my grandparents and my uncles, aunts, and cousins. And I ended up coming here into the United States and joining my parents later on. But I didn't see my grandfather while he was in the last 2 years when he got sick and passed away. So when I had the dream with him, it was that he was in the the factory of hangers, and he had gargles and he was bending the hangers, and I came with a ball. I must have been like 3 or 4 years old, and had one of those flirty dresses with the little socks and the shoes. So I came running to him and said I wanted to play ball. So he pulled his gargles up, and he went to play catch with me. So as he was throwing the ball, I couldn't catch it. So finally, when I caught the ball, I was like so excited because I finally caught the ball, and I said, "Grandpa, Grandpa, I finally caught the ball!" And he carried me up, and when he said to me, "You finally caught the ball, don't drop it," and right there, I heard a vehicle pulling up to the front of the house, and it was a quiet Sunday morning, so you could hear a pin drop outside. Since I had the window open, it was my father pulling up to the front of the house, and it must have been like maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. It was really early for a Sunday morning. My kids were still sleeping, but I was excited to tell my father the news about the dream. So I ran downstairs and I got ready. I opened up the doors and screamed, "I had a dream with Grandpa!" And my father was smiling, and he was like, "Oh, you did? So did I." And I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I had a dream with your grandfather. That's why I'm here." I'm like, "What are you doing here so early?" He said he had to go write up a contract because he used to be a painter. He had a painting company, and on Sundays he used to go with his wife. His wife walked right behind him. They used to go maybe do a drive that might take an hour or two, and they'll go have breakfast there, and they'll look at the houses that he has to paint, and he would write up the the contract for the client. And he used to do that on early Sunday mornings. So when he came by, I was like, "No, you can't leave. You have to stay. I want to tell you about this dream I had with Grandpa." And he said, "No, no, no, I gotta go, but I have to give you a gift he left you." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Wait a minute. I dreamt with Grandpa. You say that you have a gift and you dreamt with him too." He goes, "Yeah, that's how I knew I needed to come here to give you the gift." I'm like, he passed away so long ago though. What gift?" And he said, "Is anybody here?" And I was like, "The kids are upstairs and they're sleeping." And then he goes, "Okay." And he was like, "The 7 keys." And when he said the 7 keys and I took it in my hand, my legs got weak and my left leg went down on the ground, and I received it while I was on my knee. It was just the weirdest, spookiest thing, because for like a split 30 second, I knew what the keys were for and why I had them, and I was all excited that I had them. And I was like, "Yeah, the 7 keys, the 7 keys." I was literally transformed into another human being. I saw myself with one of those like warrior suits, like from back in the days, and some kind of a like a warrior. I wasn't even a female. I was like a male or something. It was the weirdest thing. So no matter what, I felt like it was destined that I received this, because it was a message from the other side. My grandfather, you know, pretty much came into the dream. He told me not to drop it, not to drop the ball. I have to keep going with it. And here we are talking about this amazing story. And now the whole mystery of the seven keys was actually already broken by my business attorney, Dante. He is an amazing attorney and an amazing friend, amazing person, and he was so intelligent. And I opened up the business. I said to him, "Hey, I have we were going to have a meeting, because I was preparing to bring in a partner, some partners for my business, and I had to have this conversation with him about the whole situation." So he said, "Okay, come in and bring the Bible and bring the keys." So when he looked at each key, we took pictures of the front, the back. I emailed him the front and back keys, I mean pictures, and I emailed him a picture of the Bible. So he was going to meditate on it, and then he was going to tell me what, after meditating, he received. Now, Dante is autistic, and when I got to his office, he brought his Bible from the back. And when he brought his Bible, it was this one, which is the same one as this one, but this one was newer and this one wasn't. So I ended up buying this copy. This one's my copy, because I obviously wasn't going to have this around all the time, because I don't want it to get damaged anymore. I've already tossed it around enough, and it has gone through so much. But when Dante brought his Bible and it was the same one, I was like, what the heck is this? So my first name is Dania, his name is Dante. And then I'm like, what? This is just like so spooky. So he started laughing. And he's autistic and he laughs. And I'm like, how do you laugh if you're autistic? You shouldn't even feel joy. And he said, I know when something is supposed to be funny. And when he was a child, because he was such a genius being autistic, he memorized the emotions that are supposed to follow. If something is supposed to be funny, you're supposed to laugh. So he automatically would laugh when his brain would tell him. He's like a robot when his brain would tell him that that is supposed to be a joke or something funny. But sometimes I used to have to tell him, like, you're supposed to laugh now because it's a joke, and then he would laugh. So he was like, he's always been such a robot. But so Dante had came up with the actual uh, I totally got what he what he meant by the email. I got so excited when he emailed me. I'm trying to find the email from Dante that has the the letter that talks about what the meaning of the keys, the seven keys is. And I'm gonna pause this video so I can come back and explain the mystery. So this is fun.